Both of these teams know what their outcome will be as far as making it through to the next phase of this competition. Besiktas will be there. They're in the last 16 already. They could win the group tonight, but other results do have to go their way. As far as Olimpija are concerned, it has been a disappointing campaign once again for them. The Slovenians with a 1-12 record coming into this final game as they host Besiktas here in Ljubljana. Bologna take on Prometheus Patras, Ostender against Strasbourg, and Neptunus against Medi Beirut. The other three games in this group, all four being played at once. We will have a clear picture of Group D in the next couple of hours. Well, there's not too much to be resolved, but there is one place still up for grabs in this group. There are three teams battling it out for that final spot, I should say. Ostender, Klaipeda and Strasbourg all trying to finish in fourth place, all with a 7-6 record coming into this game. It is a little bit complicated in terms of who will finish where, but that may well become a little clearer as the night progresses. Let's have a look at the Besiktas roster. They didn't have to worry too much. Obviously, they'd love to finish the regular season with a win. Turkish side will end up first in the group if they win, and Prometheus Patras win against Bologna by a points difference of 3-34. Anything other than that means that Besiktas won't finish top of the group. Even Buva and Jason Rich have been two of the players who've really impressed in the regular season. And they will no doubt be crucial players once again for the visiting side as they go in search of their 9th win of the regular season. Petrol Olimpija with just one win so far, and that came on the road. They've lost all 6 of their home games in this competition so far. Mirza Begic, number 15 centre, has been a key man for them, as has Jan Span, who is not in the roster tonight, not available. Point guard who's been a key performer at various times in this group stage. An average of over 13 points per game and almost 4 assists, but he is not included and won't be available. So potentially a key factor once again for Olimpija, who have had such a difficult time of it here in this competition. 1-12 record, as I mentioned, in the regular season so far. They've lost 11 of their last 13 at home in this competition. In fact, 11 of 13 in total, because this is their second season in the Basketball Champions League. They finished 7th in the regular season group last year with a 4-10 record. And this season's showing is going to be worse. They are guaranteed to finish bottom of the group regardless of what happens elsewhere. And even if they do win tonight, they will end the regular season with a 2-12 record. They've only won 5 of their 27 Basketball Champions League games in total. So it would be nice for them to finish with a big performance and a victory. They've actually lost 16 of their last 17 games in the Basketball Champions League, so it's been tough, home and away. They're beaten by 11 points by Medi Beirut just last week. 82-71 in their final away game of the regular season. Slovenians have certainly found it hard over the last few months in this competition. Besiktas, who are regulars, not only in the Basketball Champions League, but in the playoffs as well. 2016-17, they made the last 16, lost to Pina Kashiaka after topping their group with a 12-2 record. And last year they made the last 16 again. It was Medi Beirut who knocked them out. And once again they topped their group with a 10-4 record. So whatever happens tonight, Besiktas will have the worst regular season record since they joined this competition, which has been since the very beginning. But they could make it a third consecutive season in which they have topped their group, which should be some achievement. And they've won their last 5 games in the Basketball Champions League, including an 80-71 home win over Ostende last week. Comfortable victory over the Belgian side. They've won 4 of their 6 away games as well. They've been good on the road, including the last 3, so they're going for a 4th straight away win in this competition, which they've never managed before. They've actually won 7 of their last 8 in total in this competition. So in form after a difficult start to the regular season. The Turkish side very much on course for another successful run in the Basketball Champions League. They'll look to get beyond the last 16 for the very first time, and they have already guaranteed themselves a playoff place. Duško Ivanović, who took over in August, keen to lead his team to another win here. Sasa Nikitovic, of course, the man in charge of the hosts. The 39-year-old Serbian only took over in November. Hasn't been able to change his team's fortunes in this particular competition. The refereeing team tonight from Spain, Poland and Germany: Fernando Calatrava, Michal Prok and Carsten Strober of Germany, completing the refereeing team for what is the final group game on what is the final day of the regular season. Obviously, Groups A and B were settled yesterday. Group C and D will be finished off today, and we will have a full picture of the teams that have and have not made it into the Basketball Champions League playoffs. Presi, Veseloglu, Yıldızlı Buva and Jason Rich making up the starting 5 for Besiktas tonight. Rich has scored 83 points since the start of 2019, more than any other guard in the Basketball Champions League. And there is Duško Ivanović, the Montenegrin 61-year-old who took over back in August. Experienced coach. And his team will be expected to complete a fairly routine victory here. It will be disappointing for the Slovenians if they can't secure their first home win of the regular season. Here's their starting 5: Bubnik, Lazic, Samanic, Miljanovic and Jan Rebec making up the starting lineup here for Petrol Olimpija. It's been a difficult competition for the Slovenians. Sasa Nikitovic up against it again in this competition. And the focus will be elsewhere, given that they are already guaranteed to finish bottom of this group, so their continental adventure will end tonight. Teams who finish 5th and 6th get transferred into the FIBA Europe Cup, of course, but no chance of that either for the hosts, Besiktas. They'll be doing all they can to try and finish top of the group for a 3rd season in a row. So we are almost ready to get underway here in Ljubljana. Just a reminder of the other games being played this evening. Bologna taking on Prometheus. Stender face Strasbourg. Neptunus taking on Medi Beirut. 1 place still up for grabs. Top spot is also up for grabs, and Besiktas will look to take it as we get underway here in Slovenia. Besiktas in the black. Olimpija, the hosts, of course, in the white and green. Turkish side looking for a 6th straight win in this competition. And their 9th win overall as Rich puts up the 3. Trying to get firing early on, Jason Rich. And it is Olimpija who kick things off. Lazic and Samanic combining there. Lazic getting the first 2 points of the evening. Pressy. Phil Pressy finds Jason Rich, goes for the 2, misses, and the rebound is claimed by Samanic. Olimpija looking for a really bright start here, laid up and missed this time by Alexander Lazic. It's Pressy. Dishley to Rich. Jason Rich again. Dishley and Besiktas off the mark. Pressy's foul. Floated up and in. Miljanovic getting his first points. Clever hands from Pressy there to get away from his man. 3-point attempt is no good. Haven't quite settled yet, Besiktas. Olimpija look to extend their lead here, and they have done through Bubnic. Positive start from the hosts, the Slovenians up by 4 after 2.5 minutes. It's Jason Rich. And nicely worked into the corner for 3. And good. Yildiz missing out there. That's good work from Pressy to win it back. And the rejection from Lazic. That is huge from Alexander Lazic. Yildiz was all ready to put this away, and Lazic with the rejection. What a big block. Yildiz feeling the effects of that. Robin Benzing has replaced Yildiz. Just seemed to pick up a slight knock after that big block from Lazic. This is Benzing. Now Pressy. Pressy, Benzing for 3. Just hasn't quite happened yet for Besiktas. Miljanovic. Step to the side for the 3-point attempt there. Bubnic set himself well. Couldn't make the shot. Would have given Besiktas 7-point deficit there. Foul by Jan Rebec. It can be a Soglu. It's not really been too involved so far. Besiktas have just struggled to find their feet early on. It's Jason Rich, the man who can certainly make things happen. Benzing has missed it. There's Jan Rebec. Samanic draws the foul. Bajim has come onto the court for the first time this evening. As Bubnic puts up the two-point attempt, and Samanic couldn't claim the rebound. It was Samet Gajic who did. Here's Rich. Gibson on this near side, takes on the three and gets it. Instant impact from Kyle Gibson. A three-pointer. Another foul. Gajic. Man penalised. There's Begic, and now it's Miljanovic. Finished off nicely. Work there from Samanic. And restores a three-point lead for Olimpija. Led from the start. Here in this first quarter, we are halfway through it. Oh, and there is the response from Phil Pressey with the three. Back-to-back three-pointers for Besiktas, maybe now. They are just starting to find their feet. Bajim. Miljanovic gets it. Nenad Miljanovic, a nice finish there. Olimpija into double digits. They've yet to be behind in this game. There's Jason Rich. Gibson. Rich again. Given away by Besiktas, and Olimpija looking to make the most of it here, and Miljanovic has drawn the foul. That's a good claim by Gajic. Gibson. Gajic. Additionally, it was who drew the foul there. Martinovic making way here for Olimpija. Michal Lapornik, given his first taste of action tonight. Hasn't quite happened for him so far, Jason Rich. This pass not quite finding its intended target. We have 8 seconds left on the shot clock here. Rich again, misses this time. Still looking to open his account for the evening. Olimpija up by 2. Besiktas turn it over. Sipahi. Yıldızlı. Sipahi again. Back to Yıldızlı. Couldn't finish. Frustrating first quarter here for Besiktas. Here's Lapornik. And the three-point attempt, no good. Gibson with the rebound. It's Carl Gibson. Yıldızlı. Now Jason Rich. Time to set up the three-point attempt. Still can't get one to go. None from 4 from the field so far for Jason Rich, and characteristic from him, given the form he's been in since the turn of the year. Still Olimpija lead by 2. Lapornik. Here's a Begic. The big man trying to wrestle his way through. He's drawn the foul. And he'll go to the line for a couple of free throws. So Begic averaging 11.1 points per game, 6.1 rebounds. Arguably their top performer in the Basketball Champions League. And Begic making his 2 free throws to make it a 4-point lead for the hosts. Besiktas still struggling to find their rhythm. Lazic has been penalised here. There's the foul. Yıldızlı. A couple of free throws, he's missed the first. Besiktas within 3. A minute 40 left in this first quarter. Yıldızlı with the foul this time, so an opportunity for Lapornik to get his first points on the board. 2 from 2. 5-point lead for the hosts. Besiktas strike here. It's Gibson. And it's a 3-pointer. Second of the night for him. Kyle Gibson moves on to 6 points, doubles his tally with that. A couple of free 3-pointers. Besiktas looking to turn this around quickly here and get themselves in a better position. 3-pointer would give them the lead for the first time in the game. Besiktas unable to take advantage. Three-point attempt goes up, wouldn't quite fall there for Castrati. Pretty even contest this one so far as the final seconds of the first quarter tick down. Can Besiktas strike here? Should be level now, it will be. Courtesy of Yıldızlı. Moves on to 5 points. Ties the game at 14 apiece. On the buzzer, the attempt from Miljanovic misses. And they're all square at the end of the first quarter. 14 points each. Olimpija leading for the vast majority of that first quarter. Besiktas finally showing some signs of recovery here. But nothing to choose between the two so far. So 14 each at the end of the first quarter. Olimpija have not been behind yet in this game. They're 6 points down at the end of the first quarter last week away at Medi Beirut. The last home game was against Ostenda. And they led at the end of the first quarter in that one. Had a decent start, 22-16 up, still ahead at half-time. Weren't able to see it through. Ended up losing by a couple of points as Mirza Begic misses his first attempt and doesn't get the chance to put away his second. frustration there for Petrol Olimpija. It's worth actually just looking again at that game 3 weeks ago against Ostende. 6 points up at the end of the first quarter. Still 4 points clear at half-time, then 8 points clear going into the final quarter. Ended up losing by 2. 10-point swing. In the fourth quarter against Ostende, they just ran out of gas. And what was a really big opportunity to get the win. The first home win in this competition. They've just fallen behind now for the first time. Even Buva drawing the foul in the process. And even Buva adds the additional point there from the foul line. And Besiktas have the lead. 3-point advantage now, up for the first time in the game. And they can win the group. They need Prometheus Patras to win by a difference of somewhere between 3 and 34 points. Doesn't matter how much they win by today, Besiktas, just that they do. It's nicely done by Yıldızlı to give his side another opportunity. Did well to claim that rebound. Has it again here. Yıldızlı, and couldn't finish, but Buva does. And even Buva starting to make an impact here. It's 5 points now. What has been a good start to the second quarter. Besiktas restore their 3-point advantage. 19-16. Kostrati steps back, goes for the 3. A desperate attempt here to keep the ball in play, and Bubnic colliding with a couple of empty chairs. Sipai. Three-point attempts is good. There's a foul there as well. Carl Gibson with his third three-pointer. Rebec with the foul. Rather outrageous one, and the timeout is called with Besiktas now leading by 4, 22-16.
Gledaj ovdje blok, prvo za Rebeca. Koja je Rebec, treća ili druga? Druga. Znači ide ovaj pas, dobro. Znači ovaj pas, slušaj. Ti opet pomaži s ovo, okej. Idemo u napadu, kon, side, ovo i ovdje. Ako može, ili Bubnic, ako može. Hold it here. No, here is one. Baseline. No, baseline. Four up out. 4 up. Raise screen, looking for play. Let's go.
Well, Groups A and B were determined yesterday. With Murcia, Banvit, Nizhny Novgorod and Le Mans all securing their place from Group A. In the next phase, Tenerife, Venezia, Nanterre and PAOK, the teams that will join them in the last 16. There is no doubt about Group C, that has already been confirmed in terms of who's going to be there. Still the issue of who finishes where to be determined. AEK, Hapoel Jerusalem, Brosa Bamberg and Antwerp, the 4 teams who will be progressing from Group C. As Buva adds another point to his tally. Suddenly a 7-point lead here for Besiktas, having not led at all in the first quarter. Now have an 8-point lead. It's been a flying start to the second. Bubnic. Castrati. Double dribble here from Castrati. You can see that swapped over. One of those inexplicable errors of judgment. Olimpija just starting to give away those cheap fouls. Rebic again. Not quite as blatant as the last one, but it's a couple of fouls from him now. Almost unnecessary. Just 3 personal fouls already for Jan Rebic. He spent less than 5 minutes on the court. As Besiktas look to just pound on a little more misery. Another 3-pointer. Sapai getting in on the act. Olimpija really needed that to make it a single-digit deficit again. Bubnic moves on to 6 points. (27-18). Benzing comes inside for the 2-point attempt. And Robin Benzing makes it count. Double-digit lead restored. 29-18. Besiktas have added 15 points since the start of the second quarter. Olimpija just 4. It's been a big swing. Sapai once again. Making that 3-pointer as the 3-point play could become a 4-point play here. Samanic fouled. Drains the 3 and will go to the line for the extra. 4-point play from Samanic. Potentially here. Initially it was with the foul. Didn't deter Samanic from draining that 3-pointer. He does miss the free throw though, and a chance to make it 6 personal points for him. Make it a 7-point game. Here's Gibson. Kyle Gibson. Sipahi opting not to go for 3 this time. Buva's there with a hook finish. Ivan Buva into 9 points. Buva averaging over 15 per game in this competition. He's got 9 already, but that's a good response from Olimpija. Another foul on Simonovic, who will also get the chance to add the extra from the foul line here. Rich with the foul. A couple of free throws missed by Olimpija. Could have helped the scoreline along a little bit. Here's Robin Benzing. It's kept alive. Benzing again. Draws the foul. No three-point play, but he'll get 2 free throws instead. Rocco Badjim with the foul. Badjim's got a rather unwanted record. Coming into this week, one of 3 players, along with 2 players in Opava's roster, who played the most games without winning a single one. This, if he ends up on the losing side again today, will be his 10th defeat in 10 appearances. There's Robin Benzing. Looks to restore double-digit lead here. 2 points for him. 4 points in total for Benzing. 23-33 the score. Samanic gets the 3. Luka Samanic. Back-to-back threes for him. The second of the evening, 8 points. And he's keeping Olimpija in touch here. Just when it looked like Besiktas might start to pull away. Sense that there's a bit of an opening. Here is Rocco Badjim. He goes for the 3 and he makes the 3 as well. That's better from Petrol Olimpija. The 3-pointers are starting to flow as the timeout is called. It's now just a 4-point deficit for the hosts. 33-29.
These guys, for help. These guys, he must stay here. 2 guys, play close, Jason. Close. But you up, he up also. Now, they play here and pick and roll like stop the ball. Quickly pass. Da, ali nemojte, znači ako ide neki pas ili ovo, znači pokušajte da se ne vratite iz pesnica mnogo brzo u zonu, da ne vide da je zona, nego da postane nešto. Ej, slušaj, znači ne dozvoljavaj 3 poena, izlazite na 3, ti kontroliši reket sa ove opozit strane, ako je šut, skačite, skušaj.
So Besiktas up by 4. Have been leading by as many as 11 just a short time ago, but a little bit of a recovery here from Olimpija. A few 3-pointers. Jason Rich, Sipahi and Gibson. Well, he's been hitting 3s for fun tonight. Kyle Gibson, his 4th. And restores a bit of order to Besiktas, as they very nearly turn it over. And now they have. Sipahi is away. Looking at his options, going it alone, drawing the foul. 3-point play possibility here. Kenan Sipahi. Three-point play possibility again. Samanic with his 3rd foul. A double-digit lead could be restored. 6 points without reply since they time out just a very short time ago. Shipahi makes his free throw. Seven from 8 from the foul line for Besiktas. Olimpija have missed their last couple, so they have 4 from 6. And Samanic at the second attempt makes it count. Good work from Luka Samanic, who reaches double digits. More points in the paint from Olimpija. Besiktas have punished their opponents with some longer range shooting. Gibson has been a big contributor there with 12 points, 4 3-pointers from him. Chance for a 3 though for Olimpija here. And really good work from Marko Simonovic. Clever, knocking it onto the knees of Buva. Another foul. Buva penalised. It's only his first foul of the game. Miljanovic. And it'll be an easy 2. Simonovic. Olimpija showing signs of recovery again. Certainly staying in touch in this game. Did look for a while as though Besiktas were going to start pulling away. Benzing lays it up and in off the glass. Still a healthy lead for the Turkish side here. 27 points added to their total in this second quarter. It's been a much higher scoring second quarter from both teams. Simonovic goes for the 3. That's an easy rebound for Kyle Gibson. Little no-look pass into Rich, who finds Buva. Good play for Besiktas. 10-point lead again. Even Buva with a finish. And another timeout called with just under 2 minutes left in the first half here. Olimpija trailing by 10, 33-43.
Daj ovam. Slušaj, prvo se oslobodite ovdje ovoga, kako se zove, presinga i onda igrač koji ima loptu ovdje da odigra na Mirzu ovdje klasičan 1. I ako ne može da igra, onda svi odavde dođi u 1. Znači kad si dodao loptu, looking for penetrate pass. I got it. Let's go guys. Let's go.
Petrol Olimpija down by 10. They were level at the end of the first quarter. They actually led for most of that first quarter as well. Besiktas have outscored them in the second by 29-19 so far. And they've given it away here, turned over again. It's an easy one-handed finish for Benzing. Biggest lead of the game for the Turkish side. Besiktas, who've added 31 points in this second quarter. Starting to dominate here. Sipahi benzing for three. Could have got even worse there for Olimpija. Lapornik has it. Into the last minute of the half now. A bounce pass, and the finish is good. Alexander Lazic. It's a 10-point lead again. Sipahi. Jason Rich over on that far side. Sipahi lines up the three-pointer and makes it. Kenan Sipahi with his second three. Free scoring Besiktas in this second quarter. 34 points added to the total. Crucially, 13 points clear. The half-time buzzer approaches. Three-point attempt, no good. Buva felt he was fouled, but that is not the decision. As another timeout is called. Just a few seconds on the clock. And about 3.5 seconds remaining. Besiktas called the timeout, leading by 13, 48-35.
Robbie, you play start here, okay? Field, screen, goal. Da nemaju dug pas. Kada ste ovdje, samo dovoljno da zatvorimo jednu stranu, da nema dug pas, samo da prebaci gotovo vreme. Samo da paralelu jedno imaju. Cilj je da imaju jednu paralelu, ej. Razumemo o čemu pričam. Samo da nemaju dug. Zatvori paralele sve kada baci na desnu ili levu stranu, zatvori po paralele tamo i da prebaci. Ajmo, Petrol! Olimpija!
So what can Besiktas come up with in these final couple of seconds here? They get it to Gibson, couldn't make it. It's nicely worked, but Gibson missing out on the three-pointer. As the first half comes to an end with Besiktas in control. They were behind for much of the first quarter, but absolutely dominant in the second, adding 34 points to the total and increasing their advantage gradually over the course of the 10-minute period. A 13-point lead at the end of the first quarter here. And in the first half, I should say, 35-48. Olimpija could be heading for a 7th defeat out of 7 home games. Started well enough, but gradually Besiktas have taken control. Luka Samanic has been the stand-up performer for the hosts, really. 10 points for him, 5 rebounds and an assist as well. By far the outstanding performer, you'd have to say. There've been a few who've impressed for Besiktas. Even Buva has made a good contribution, 11 points and a couple of rebounds. Kyle Gibson with those 4 3-pointers, 3 rebounds and 4 assists as well. Excellent first half from him. And Kenan Sipahi, 9 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Another good performer in the first half here in Ljubljana. A lot to do then for Olimpija if they are to record only their 6th ever win in the Basketball Champions League. They've won 5 of their previous 27 and just 1 of their 13 this season in the regular season, which comes to an end tonight. We have 1 half left here in Ljubljana in this Group D clash. Petrol Olimpija trailing Besiktas by 35-48. We'll be back in a few minutes for the second half. Well, welcome back to Ljubljana. Just a couple of minutes away from getting started up once again in the Basketball Champions League. It's game day 14, the last game day of the regular season. Besiktas will be back for the playoffs. Olimpija, the hosts, looking for only their second win in the regular season and their first at home. 6 defeats out of 6 here. And what has been another difficult and a rather disappointing Basketball Champions League campaign. It has been another difficult night, certainly as far as the second quarter goes. They started well enough. Petrol Olimpija ended the first quarter level at 14 points apiece, having led for most of it, but they find themselves 13 points down as things stand. They have a mountain to climb if they are to get that first home win of the Basketball Champions League season. It'll be nothing but a consolation because they are going to finish bottom of this group regardless of what happens. Besiktas in with a chance of finishing top of the group. It does depend on the outcome of the game between Bologna and Prometheus Patras. Prometheus have to win that one by at least 3 and no more than 34 if they are to allow Besiktas to take top spot in this group. Either way, they will be in the playoffs, which is more than can be said for the hosts, who have managed just 1 win in the Basketball Champions League regular season. They lost their first 3 games, 2 of them at home and 1 of them away, and then they got their first win against Ostenda back in October, 30th of October. That win, a 6-point victory, 79-73. And since then, they've lost 9 games in a row in this competition, looking to avoid a 10th straight defeat and what would be a 23rd defeat in 28 games in the Basketball Champions League. Pretty much ready to get underway. Besiktas, who actually had a really difficult start to the regular season. 5 games in, they'd managed just 1 win. And we're looking to be in a little bit of trouble. But they're chasing a 6th straight win in the regular season and an 8th win in 9, which could see them finish the regular season as group winners. They won their group in each of the last 2 Basketball Champions League campaigns. It could happen once again here, unless Bologna spoil their party. And it does look as though Bologna might be doing that because they currently lead 62-48 into the third quarter against Prometheus Patras, so Besiktas may have to settle for a lower placing, a lower ranking in this group. Besiktas in the black, Olimpija in the white and green. And can the hosts turn this around? 13 points the difference. 48-35. There's Jason Rich gets the first score of the second half and has his first points of the evening. He was largely frustrated in that first half, played around 14 minutes or so, just under. Didn't manage to get on the scoreboard, but he has now. So Olimpija look to respond, and they do. Good work by Rebic. Missed the 3-point attempt, but claimed his own rebound. And restores the 13-point deficit here. Besiktas have moved up to 50 points, courtesy of Jason Rich. Might just find a little more confidence now, having finally got those first couple of points. Now, lovely, lovely finish there from Yıldızlı. 15 points the difference now. And that is a good response again from Olimpija. Actually started this second half pretty well. Samanic has been their standout player. His third 3-pointer. 13 points in total now for Luka Samanic. Here's Ivan Buva. Buva again. Oh, lovely pass. And the foul drawn by Yıldızlı. Great play, that. This for a pass from Buva. Little behind the back bounce pass into Yıldızlı, who drew the foul. Yıldızlı making the 2 free throws. 2 minutes into the third quarter here. Besiktas have extended their lead by a further point since half-time. 54-40. Another 3-point attempt, another good one. Bubnic with his first 3. Some decent long-range shooting at the start of this second half for Olimpija. Here is Samanic again. Couldn't quite find Bubnic that time. This is Pressy for 3. Good claim by Buva, who puts it away. We are now back to where we started the half. 13 points separating the two teams. We've been involved in quite a few tight games. Olimpija just haven't quite had enough. Few single-digit defeats. Lost by only a couple of points on a few occasions. 79-77 back in week 2 away at Prometheus. 87-84 away at Bologna. 71-69 here against Ostenda. A game that they led by 8 points at the start of the fourth quarter. But Jason Rich adding another couple to the Besiktas tally, and he's starting to find his rhythm. Besiktas open up a 15-point lead. Bologna inflicted the biggest defeat of the season on Olimpija so far, 92-61 back in week 3. Two-pointer there from Lazic, taking his total up to 6. Shipai. And the bounce pass wasn't quite the right pass there. Foul's been drawn here. Buva has been penalised. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist for Ivan Buva. And that is his second foul. Miljanovic. Bubnic. Miljanovic again goes for the 2. And it comes to nothing in the end for Olimpija. They really can't afford to be passing up those opportunities just to close that gap. 13 points is a deficit that can be overturned. They're going to have to be disciplined and clinical. Samanic has done well there. Moves it quickly. Rebec, the time to line up the 3. Wasn't able to make it. Lazic has it now. Buva unable to keep hold of that ball, or at least keep it in bound. Dusko Ivanovic striding down the sidelines. We'll see a little bit more from his team. Samanic here. Missed opportunity again. Oh, and Rich almost making the layup. Still hasn't completely gone away. The opportunity now it has as Olimpija look to break the bounce pass into Bubnic, who hands it off, and it is finished eventually, and the foul drawn as well by Lukas Samanic, who really has been the standout performer tonight for Olimpija. And he can make this a 10-point game if he makes the free throw here. Chipahi. And penalised, his foul penalised with a free throw here for Lukas Samanic to take his personal tally up to 16. Got 7 rebounds as well, Lukas Samanic. Samanic still just 19 years old, the Croatian. Hugely talented. Very much considered to be one of Europe's top young prospects. Missing that opportunity to add another point to his tally though, as the layup is put away by Alexander Lasic. Olimpija on a little bit of a roll here. 49-58. Shipai. Now Jason Rich turned into trouble and gave it away. Miljanovic just waiting for the right moment, and the right moment was there to hand it off to Dražen Bubnic, who makes the 2. Timeout is called by Besiktas, with Olimpija starting to close in here. Just 7 behind now, 51-58.
We must run. If it's after, we must run. Don't leave the basket in transition. Please down motion. Okay? Looking for the I don't fall. With execution. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Pick it up. Ti Lazo, odmah iza njega, kako si krenuo, opet ti fleruješ. Znači, Miljanović kad bubna da da pas. Ako ti odmah vraćaj, Miljanović... Slušaj, a ti odmah iza njim katuj i onda idemo kao one side raspored, okej? Ajmo.
Petrol Olimpija se približava gostom iz Turčije. Ne zapite 11. februarja zelo pomembna tekma Lige ABA. Petrol Olimpija in Kokeja.
So 7 points is all that separates these two teams now after a bit of a recovery from Olimpija in the last couple of minutes. Good little spell. Can they keep it up? Gibson looking to get a couple more points on the board, and it's come to nothing there. Missed by Kyle Gibson, who was in fine form in that first half, hitting those 3-pointers, 4 of them in total for him. Here's Samanic, he's the danger man, and that is why he's drawn the foul. Couldn't make it a 3-point play, but he's got a couple of free throws here to make it a 6-point game. Very much on course for a double-double as well, Lukas Samanic. 15 points, 8 rebounds. makes both. It's a 5-point game. There's Gibson for Besiktas. Are they guilty of just a little bit of complacency? Revets with his 4th foul. It's really the kind of foul that we've seen from him on numerous occasions in this game. At least 3 times he's done that. An off-the-ball incident, if you like. And there's another foul. This time it's Miljanovic who's been penalised. Critical period of the game now for Olimpija. They are to turn this around. Sipai has it. Sipai goes for the 3. It's missed, and Lazic claims the rebound easily. Now, what can Olimpija come up with here? Rubnic. Oh, stolen back here, Gibson. Going all the way. He's missed the layup, though. And Miljanovic has done really well. And a nice finish, too. Samanic again. The young Croatian. Really showing his worth tonight. Olimpija are within 3. Terrific effort so far in this 3rd quarter. And a couple of players in foul trouble. They do owe a lot of their revival in this 3rd quarter to Luka Samanic. 8 rebounds, 19 points. And the Croatian international, part of the under-18 championship winning team in 2017 in Estonia. Another rebound for him there. He's 1 away now from making it a double-double tonight. Here is Miljanovic. Besiktas will be wondering how they've let such a comfortable position get away from them. Samanic taking a well-deserved break. And they're going to want to use him in the last quarter. Marvin Jones has come on. 2-point attempt is missed, and Lazic can't hold the rebound. (55-58). Besiktas have added just 10 points to the scoreboard so far in the 2nd half and continue to miss opportunities. Miljanovic, Marvin Jones, Lapornik goes all the way through, hands it off. This will be an easy dunk. Mirza Begic makes it a 1-point game, and Olimpija have come roaring back in this 3rd quarter from 13 down to within 1 with 1:20 left. Here's Gibson. Side to side, looking for the opening. Besiktas will finally get the chance to put some points on the board. Foul drawn.
Golaca, tretji četvrtine minuta in 9 sekund, ki nas simpahita prosta
Reminder that Besiktas did go 15 points up at one stage in this quarter. And they took a 15-point lead, actually, at 43-58. 14 points without reply since then, and Sipai has missed his first free throw. He does finally make the second. And it ends a 14-point run for Olimpija, who are still just 2 points behind with a minute left in the third quarter. We really have a game on our hands now. Badjim. Sipai. Gayak. And Benzing has missed it, and Jones claims the rebound. Well. It really has been a struggle for Besiktas. In this third quarter, they just haven't been at it. Badjim. Got himself into a bit of a tangle. Rocco Badjim. Seconds left in the third quarter. It'll be all to play for in the fourth, with Besiktas having lost the advantage, and there might be enough time here for Olimpija maybe to steal the lead. Oh, what a play! And Marvin Jones ties the game in some style. What an end to the third quarter. Marvin Jones with the dunk. And we go into the last 10-minute period with the scores level, 59 each. Oh, what a dramatic end to the quarter. What a third quarter that was for Olimpija. 13 points down at half-time. They've turned it around, tied the game, outscoring their opponents 24-11 in that 10-minute period. And what a play to end on. Mika Samanic has been the man behind the revival, really. Fine performance from him. But it's the man who replaced him for the last couple of minutes of that third quarter. Marvin Jones has come up with the moment of the game so far. Really just outstanding all round from the Slovenians in that third quarter. What a turnaround. It's been all about the home side. This was the moment for Marvin Jones right at the end. Off the third quarter, right on the buzzer. What a play. What a way to tie it up. 15 points down. At one stage, they actually went 58-43 down. Ended the quarter at 59-59. And we're going into the last 10-minute period. It's a 10-minute game. Winner takes the victory, the points. Will it be a first ever home win this season for Olimpija, or will Besiktas re-establish that control? All to play for in the last 10-minute period here. Besiktas still with a hope of winning the group, although Bologna are leading in their game against Prometheus as the three-point attempt goes up there from Badjim. It's no good. And the last time Olimpija led in this game was towards the end of the first quarter, when they were 14-12 up. The quarter finished 14 each. Second quarter belonging to Besiktas, the third quarter belonging to Petrol Olimpija. It all means they are tied up going into this final period. Benzing now with a chance to move into double digits, which he's taken. Three players out on court at the moment for Besiktas have reached double digits so far. Jones somehow holds it. Three-point attempt, no good. And the hook shot has been missed as well. And there's a Begic. He's drawn the foul. It's Jones, in fact, who's been penalised. And back comes the man of the hour, the 19-year-old Marvin Jones, with perhaps the moment of the game so far. Besiktas up by 2. Benting for 3. And it's really good play from Gajic. Besiktas given another opportunity. 4 on the shot clock. Rich puts up the 2, misses. It's not been his night so far. Jason Rich just 4 points. 2 from 8 from the field for him. Laponic draws the foul. Low scoring fourth quarter so far, a little edgy, a little nervous on both teams. Olimpija have yet to put any points on the board. And have lost possession here. This is Pressy. Still Pressy. Gibson gets it. Next to 2. Kyle Gibson has missed a fair few attempts. 5 from 14 in total. Hit those 4 3-pointers, which means he has a decent return of 14 points. Travelling called here. Miljanovic felt that he was fouled. It's not the vision of the official. Olimpija have called on Lazic to try and get them back on track. Under 2.5 minutes into the fourth quarter, and they haven't added any points to their tally yet. In danger of falling behind by a distance too big to make up in a short space of time. It's a 6-point lead for Besiktas, 6 points without response, as Olimpija call a timeout, trailing 59-65.
idemo 2 dole. Šta je Miljenović i 2 dole? Znači ide ti prvo 4, ide ti 5, ovdje idi visoko ako iskači, razumeš? Ti mali zarolaj, probaj da vidiš ako su iskakanju, mali će da zarola ovdje, da ide na stagere, ako mu gurneš možda od zemlje. Samo gledaj tu opciju, ako nema, oni idu dalje u stagere.
Bijelo, no pasa pivota. Off play one side, okay? But take the ball here, repeat, penetrate, you're looking for pass.
Let's go, get working, let's go.
So Besiktas up by 6, 59-65. After an excellent third quarter from Olimpija, Besiktas have tried to re-establish the control of this game. Chance for the 3-point here, which was not taken by Michal Pornik over on that far side. Gejek with the foul. Miljenović. And it is finished off by Lazic. Alexander Lazic moves into double digits. 5 from 7 from the field, and crucially Olimpija off the mark in this fourth quarter. Trailing by 4. They needed that score just to ensure that the Besiktas don't go on too much of a run. Rich glides through, floats it up, misses, and Gejek couldn't finish it off. And Mirza Begic claiming the rebound. Can Olimpija find that little bit of inspiration in the remaining 6 minutes here to get their first home win in the Basketball Champions League this season? Miljenović. Intercepted easily by Gibson. Kyle Gibson, Pressy for 3. And Pornik is able to claim that uncontested. His pass unsuccessful. It's great work by Benzik. Here's Rich, Jason Rich going all the way, drawing the foul. And he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Minutes 40 left. It's just not been his night, has it? Jason Rich is the in-form guard in the Basketball Champions League in 2019. More points than anyone else since the turn of the year, but just 5 points tonight. Could have had a lot more, you feel. That 5 points, also the difference between these two teams. Miljenović. Oh, given away. And this will be an easy one-handed dunk. Samet Gejek throws it down without trouble. That's a 7-point lead, but not for long. Olimpija respond, and it's Roko Bacim with a big 3-pointer. Four points now between the two teams as Rich goes for the 3. Still can't make it happen, and well, Gejek was in the right place at the right time there to stop the fast break. Kobacim found his path blocked. Samanic has stolen it. Samanic couldn't hold it. It's all a little bit rushed and scrappy at the moment. Miljanovic, his second foul. Well, that could be huge. And Robin Benzing drains his first three of the night at the fourth attempt. It's a 7-point lead again. It may just settle any Besiktas nerves as they go in search of their 9th win in the regular season. An excellent return after a pretty poor start. Well, the steal and the foul from Jason Rich. Well, timeout's been called. 7 points the difference here. Olimpija not out of this. They call the timeout, trailing 64-71.
Miljka, slušaj, ti si na 5, ti si na 4. Switch, everything, ej. Gle sad ovo, znači šta hoće? Ovde sada izvedi loptu Miljanoviću. Miljanović uđi u taj 2 dole. Znači ide prvo Glasa, pa ti ide Samanić i idu stageri. Znači ideš stagere.
Svenke, first shift is under, after a switch. Okay? Under switch, if mismatch low post, we play 2. How many fouls? We got one more.
Miljanovic. Can Olimpija close the gap quickly here? Well, that'll help. 2 points on the board for Miljanovic. 8 points for him. 5 points now, the difference. Under 3.5 minutes to go. Here's Jason Rich to Kyle Gibson, and now Gajic looking for a way through.
Scusate, anzi, Petrol Olimpija ima 2 minute do konca.
Sacamos de aquí. Inbound offense.
14 seconds.
14.
Yes.
Saca daqui.
Protect the base, protect from the Petrol. Ej, igre 4 na 3 gore da uzmemo loptu. Slušaj, posle toga igraj one side. Ako uzmemo loptu i one side, probaj da iskreirate sa viškom pasa. Bilo ko da je na lopti, igraj one side. Hajde bre!
Well, apologies if you're experiencing a few issues with the pictures and sound here. Hopefully that will be resolved shortly. And just a reminder of where we stand in this game. Besiktas up by 7 as it is, 75-68. A lot of work for Olimpija to do in these closing moments. After that brilliant third quarter, they haven't quite kicked on as much as they would have liked. But they are still in contention, albeit they are running out of time as well. Here is Jason Rich. 68-75. Time maybe in Besiktas' favour at the moment, and a couple more points here would make the task extremely difficult for Olimpija. And Gayic has opened up a 9-point lead for the Turkish team. Roko Bacim here. Benzing with the interception. Lazic. Roko Bacim from the far side. Oh, how about that? Is it game on again? Olimpija back to within 6. Lazic with the foul. His 4th foul of the game. Olimpija hoping that these miss. Benzing makes the first. 14 points for Robin Benzing. He makes the second as well. Back to an 8-point game now. Less than a minute to go, and the alley-oop pass intended for Marvin Jones pulled that off in the third quarter, right at the end of the third quarter, a play which meant that the game was tied going into this final period. Foul that time. Marvin Jones can add a couple of points to his tally. He's not been hugely involved tonight. Sipai. Only one of those 2 free throws made by Jones, and it does look as though the opportunity has gone for Olimpija as Gibson misses the chance to extend the lead a little more. Lazic is denied, and now Besiktas can get another 2, an easy layup for Jason Rich. It's a 9-point lead, and Olimpija feel now that really does confirm it. something they've known for a short while here. Rebec goes for the 2. Couldn't get it to go. They'll have one more chance here, Olimpija, to finish with Roko Bacin makes the 3. It's a little, too late. 6-point game. And that is it. It is another defeat at home for Olimpija. They've lost all 7 regular season games. They finished bottom of Group D with just 1 win from 14. And for Besiktas, it is a victory. They're 9th in the regular season after a poor start. They'll be delighted to be in the playoffs. That was already confirmed before tonight. Well, they needed Prometheus Patras to do them a favour. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. They could still win their game against Bologna, but they're going to have to ensure a big swing, 7-point swing at least in the last 10 seconds or so to give Besiktas top spot in the group. But it doesn't really matter. Besiktas are into the playoffs, courtesy of their win tonight. Petrol Olimpija beaten at home, 75-81. And their Basketball Champions League campaign ends with defeat. For Besiktas, well, they're on a roll. 6 wins on the bounce in this competition. A great end to the regular season for them. Remember, they really had a poor start. And go back to the opening game, which they did win. They followed that up with 4 straight defeats. So after 5 games, they were 1-4. They were 3-5. After 8 weeks, over the halfway point of the regular season. They might have been wondering whether or not they'd be able to make it out of this group, but since then, it's been perfect. 6 wins in a row. They had the opportunity to top the group today. They haven't managed quite to achieve that, it would seem. We'll get confirmation shortly, although at the moment Prometheus have actually got themselves level against Virtus Bologna, so it could still happen. They need to win by 3 at least, and by no more than 34 for Besiktas to finish top of the group. But either way, as I say, it doesn't really matter too much for Besiktas because they are in the playoffs. 9 wins and 5 defeats. And overall, a terrific performance tonight. That was one of the moments of the game at the end of the 3rd quarter from Marvin Jones. And at that point, things looked as though they might be turning in Olimpija's favour, but as happens so often this season in the Basketball Champions League, their promising positions have ended up with them not quite having enough in the final quarter or so.